Whoa, just like blew the fucking microphone. All right. Welcome to Glad You Game Pod. Back for another edition, episode 69. Nice. Got the sniffles because I stopped taking Zyrtec and Flonase. I probably should just go back to doing that. Gosh darn, season changes. Fucking season changes. Yeah, that's right. I'm not keeping the gosh darn going. Anyways, we got a couple things this week. A lot of cool stuff. Some interesting, potentially controversial topics, which are always exciting to have.
Controversial.
Oh, yeah. And about our freedoms. And then a lot of gaming news. PlayStation finally announced their fucking showcase. So maybe we're going to finally see some action happening with PlayStation, which would be lovely.
All right.
Because we've been waiting for their version of E3 all summer. So it's a 40-minute showcase next Thursday, which we'll have a reaction to on that. But I'm pretty stoked. We got some ideas of what's coming up on that. So I figure we can kind of go into what we hope is going to be there. And then we'll go into the controversial stuff and then some of the other gaming news. So, Sage, what do you think is going to be there next week?
I'd love to see some, indie stuff. Just...
I want specifics. They always have indie stuff.
Yeah. I'm looking for surprises. I really just hope it's not just here's more of the same thing we've been showing you for the past 6 months.
I think
but now
be
we
all
have
new games. Yeah, I think it's all. It's going to be E3. It's going to be all new stuff.
That'd be awesome. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I feel like the past couple shows have been just.
But they haven't had one. They haven't had one in 2 years. It's been 2 years since we got one of these.
Not PlayStations, but E3, Games Fest, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like everything gets leaked before, and then they just trickle this stuff out. I get it; it's to keep more attention.
That's a good point.
But I really want one of those things.
Gotta have always trickle out some content. I guess that's a good point. It's you always have to give something. So it's it's almost like a movie trailer now. It's well, that scene didn't happen yet, so
yeah,
I know that guy lives. Unless it's Marvel, where they literally change the trailer consistently, so it's scenes aren't even in the movie or characters aren't even in those scenes that you see them in.
Yeah,
which is always which is one thing I respect about Marvel, because then the trailer doesn't ruin the movie.
Yep. No, and I just to go back on what I said right just then, wouldn't mind seeing a little more Horizon.
Yeah, so that's one of the topics that we'll definitely see some of that, but so they actually announced that today. So the upgrade path because it went out for pre-ordering today.
Okay.
The upgrade path apparently is going to be a little more difficult than they initially promised. So originally, when it was a launch game, they said you could upgrade the PS4 version to the PS5, but now they're saying, according to the Forbidden West support page, there won't be a way to upgrade from PS4 to PS5 for the game. So it specifically mentioned players being upgraded from the PS4 version to the PS5 version, which is different than what they said when they announced it initially. They said it will have upgrades for digital and physical when it was a launch game, but now it's saying you cannot. Just for the upgrade, it says to access both the PS4 and PS5 version of Horizon Forbidden West, you need to purchase the Digital Deluxe, Collectors, or Regala editions. Dual entitlement does not apply to the Standard and Special editions, meaning if you just buy Horizon Forbidden West Standard or Special Edition on PS4, it doesn't come with the PS5 copy.
Huh.
You have to get the Digital Deluxe, Collectors, or Regala edition. Can you upgrade your standard edition to a digital deluxe edition? So, for example, if you bought a standard edition but you want to upgrade to digital deluxe, which would also give you kind of the PS5 upgrade as a result. So let's say it's probably a $20 difference.
Yeah.
There are no plans to upgrade to update an offer from standard digital deluxe edition. So they're not even giving you basically an upgrade pass. So if you buy a standard PS4 copy, pretty much you're going to have to rebuy at full price the PS5 version.
Okay.
Now, this
not
seems,
great.
Yeah, this is not great at all. This is bad. I think this is, and by the way, this is from PlayStation, PlayStation.com support site. It's not some random website.
Okay.
This is the actual PlayStation. Now, I think they are going to step this back because obviously the fans are like, it's exploding all over Twitter right now because they promised you could upgrade the two, which technically you can. Digital Deluxe Collectors and Regala does give you copies of both, and you can upgrade, but they're not really giving it a better upgrade path from like a standard edition, which they said would be free and would exist. So because of that, kind of sucks. Could you play the PS4 version on PS5? Absolutely. Maybe that's kind of how they're getting around it. But to me, that's pretty shitty with a game that's so pivotal and large in your, like, this is one of their tentpole games it's becoming. And to kind of do this, it's like this really should be part of a free upgrade thing to the PS5 version. I mean, this is the one thing Xbox has consistently done is give you the upgrades from the Xbox One to the Series X version, pretty much always free. And Sony has done it free on and off or giving you both copies. And since this is a first party Sony, it's pretty annoying that it's right now not. Again, it doesn't come out till like February 2022. So I think they might step this back and be like, yes, we'll just add the upgrade to it. But maybe they won't. Maybe they'll stick to their guns. To me, that pisses me off a lot about Forbidden West. Maybe because the reaction is so intense, they'll actually mention it next Thursday. I'm assuming that show is already pretty tight and done. But maybe just as a reaction, it would be good to have some information change about this. Or they'll double down on it and be like, yes, that's what we're doing.
I don't get that.
Doubling down?
Why? No, like...
Why not free? Or I guess because they think they can get more money off of it. To me, it's kind of bullshit. It's like, look, if I bought the PS4 version, let me get the PS5. I get that the PS5 might have. They might like if they're charging the same full price for both, which I believe they are. Yeah. Then it's like I should be like, just give me both, and it's not. You're not giving me two games because I'm going to buy the PS5 console. So it's like that's pretty shitty. And to only do it on Digital Deluxe Edition, it's like. I guess that's like one way of them being like, so this is the reason to buy it. It's like, yeah, that's a really shitty way of doing it. And it wouldn't have been if they didn't say a year ago, Horizon Forbidden West will have a free upgrade from PS5 to PS4 and be part of the upgrade path. Yeah. Like they haven't written. So that's what makes it worse is like you're kind of going back on your word right now. So that's pretty shitty. So for example, if I pre-ordered it right now, it's PS4, PS5. It's $70 the pre-order. Yeah. But that says PS4, PS5. It doesn't say the edition that I'm looking at here. You probably select the edition through the app, which I can't use because we're filming with our phones. So I'm just on their website here. And the website just issues the one that just says Horizon Forbidden West, $70. So if that's $70 also on PS4 and you don't get the PS5 version, that's fucking bullshit. If that's $50 on PS4 and you don't get the PS5 version and the digital edition or whatever is like $70, which is just really the standard for PS5, then I kind of get it because then it's still the same normal price of the game. Yeah. But that would be fine because then you're kind of lowering the price of the game where it's like, well, instead of being $60, it's actually $50. And then that would be kind of cool. Right now, I don't see anything like that. I'm just seeing. Well, actually, take it back. I was able to get to the update of this. So, standard edition is $70. Standard edition for PS5 is $70. Standard edition for PS4 is $60. So it is a $10 difference. But there should be if the standard, the digital deluxe edition is $80. So it's $30. It's $20 different than the standard edition for PS4. And then what you get with that is the PS4, PS5, digital art book, comic books, all that shit. To me, if you buy the PS4 version, there should be a $10 upgrade to get the PS5 version because the PS5 version is $70. Yeah, they're not the same price. If they're the same price, I'd be like, it should be a free upgrade. They're not the same price. It is $10 more. So you are saving $10 by not buying the PS5 version. I think a fair point of it is like $10 upgrade to PS5 because that's how much it's selling for on PS5. If it was selling for $60 on PS5, then I'd be like, it should be free. I think that would be fair.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that I would have to pay $20 to get the game again. It's different than the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which was $30 to upgrade on PS5, $20 to upgrade on PS4. The reason why is you were still getting the PS5 upgrade, so let's add that as the 10. The other $20 is you got a whole additional DLC with with the Ike Island, new content, all this stuff. So you're really getting DLC. It's really like PS5 upgrade plus DLC was what the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, and that's from the PS4 copy to the PS5 copy was $30. That was fair because I'm paying for
this
DLC.
This game better be fucking flawless if they're doing this shit.
Right. And it's like I'm paying for DLC plus PS5 version. That makes sense. Why can't they do that? The reason why the additional funds don't make for this is like I don't want the digital soundtrack or any of that shit. I don't really care enough to have all that. I just want to play it on PS5 with the like obviously you can play the PS4 copy on PS5, but I want to play it like with 4K 60 with ray tracing. I want to use my PS5, so let me just upgrade it for $10 This is bullshit. I will bet they probably do that. I'm guessing from just the reaction that this is clearly causing, but they really should. This is pretty shitty for your users.
Yeah,
that you're doing this because then it's like, hey, I really want to do that. And it's like, okay, you really don't want the digital deluxe edition? No. All right, well. Then it's another $70. So now I'm paying a fucking $120, $130 for this game. That's fucking bullshit. Like, get over it. And also, like they said, they have no plan for you to upgrade from standard edition to digital deluxe. So even if you wanted to buy the digital deluxe after you realized, oh shit, this is only the PS4 version, let me upgrade to the digital deluxe, which is a $20 difference. I'll pay the $20 and upgrade, so that way I get both. They're like, we have no plans to add that path. Why not? Like, that's ridiculous. That's an easy thing to do. Just like, yeah, just a $20 upgrade to add that. I mean, like, you got to give an option here. You got to have some give and take. I don't want to buy the same fucking game twice.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's like if this comes out in 2022 and PS5s are still hard to find. Maybe you won't find one for a year. Who gives a shit? I still want to know when I start that PS5, I'm able to play this game because this might be one of my favorite games. If it's like anything like the first one, it will be incredible, and I want to see what that's like on PS5 using the native PS5 like architecture and design, and that's bullshit. So this is a really, this is a really shitty thing for users, and this is something that Xbox has done very well with the Series X, and their Game Pass and like the whole like upgrade in place smart delivery shit. This is pretty bullshit because at least Xbox is like doesn't really charge you for upgrades unless they're third party.
Yeah, and then that's not Xbox's fault. That's
right,
just third
but
party.
All
being
first
greedy.
party are the same price, and you get both. No matter whatever system, you just get that one.
Oh.
Sony's been like doing this chart thing, which is like it's fine, but at least you're providing an upgrade path. Some are free, some are not. This is pretty shitty. This is like, do you even like care? Like, this is the one where like it actually kind of really upsets me because it's like Horizon Forbidden West, like, and it doesn't affect me at all. I have a PS5.
Yeah,
I'm going to buy the
it.
standard PS5 version. So this is what I would be spending either way, right? Like it's not affect. I'm this pissed off because I just fucking hate it for like Sage doesn't have a PS5 right now, but hopefully once one, is going to get one at some point. But let's say he still doesn't have it by February. Sage loves the original of this. He's going to buy this, and now he has to spend $80 to get the Forbidden West one so he can get the PS4, PS5. Now, granted, that is, that's $10 more than the PS5 version. But again, he doesn't want all that extra shit, but it's $20 more than the PS4 version. So it's like, you got to, like, he just wants
especially if they don't have units available still. Like,
right. If you can't even get the console for it, it's like, you have some fucking give and take. So it's like, and they're not saying you can't play the game because they're selling the PS4 version, right?
Yeah.
So they're not be like, well, if you don't have it, just don't get that. It's like, yeah, but maybe I'm going to get it 2 weeks after this game comes out. Like, maybe they're going to be available a month later. Maybe Sage isn't going to be fucking done that game in a month. Like,
ain't damn right.
We've been following his Last of Us progress for this entire year of this podcast, and he still hasn't finished. So, like, so let's say Sage gets this game in February, starts playing on PS4. April comes around, finally gets PS5. What do I gotta do? There's no upgrade path. All right, I'll just upgrade my PS4 version. I'll pay the $20, get the digital locks. Be like, we don't offer that though. You gotta just buy the $70 one. Be like, at least like give him the $20 upgrade path to digital locks. It's still shitty, but like at least you're not like completely fucking him in the ass. Because right now you are railing Sage in the ass.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts him. And I'm mad for him because I'm going to be like, oh, that sucks, man. I only have to get it this way. But like, this is the kind of shit that like, I don't like to see this from Sony. Because Sony used to be so good with the end users. And this is not. And this is a first party studio. So you have no fucking excuse as to why you'd be like, well, it's third party. Yeah, they can do whatever they want. This is not third party. This is first party. This is Sony. It's part of your PlayStation Studios. Show some fucking respect to your fans and fix this. Either give them a $10 upgrade path so they can just get the standard fucking edition because not everybody wants the goddamn soundtrack, the comic book, all that shit. Is it all cool? Great. Do I get a resource pack and the cool skins? Awesome. Who fucking cares?
And it's
most
digital.
People don't
like,
use it.
Yeah, if you had something to put on your shelf and like open up and look through, make it tactile, make it worth fucking extra money, great. If it's just a little instead of like
just a piece of shit,
someone's gonna go on YouTube and look up the soundtrack. Like yeah.
I mean, or it's like get the Regala edition, which by the way, Jesus Christ, looks cool.
Let's hear it.
Regala edition, $260, but you do get the PS4, PS5 version. So thank God for that, right? And it. Let me see how much info. Steel. So this is physical. Steelbook display case, mini art book, Regala, Turmatusk, and alloy statues. So you get like actual statues. Replica focus stand, 2 art cards, cross standard machine piece. I mean, there's a bunch of shit. But basically you get all the digital deluxe stuff. You get all this physical stuff from the collector's edition. You get a big canvas map so you can kind of see everything. You get additional unlocks in the game. You get additional photo mode unlocks, which you get also in the digital edition. But really, it's like the steel display case, the art book, the statues. Which, for the record, a lot of games do this, and they have like a $270 thing. And I'm not mad about they have a $270 thing. Because tons of games do that with collectors, and people actually want those, and there will be people that buy this and love this. But to only offer the dual editions to like, I have to minimum pay $80, maximum pay $270. I can't just be like pay the $70 and just get both. Don't give me all the extra shit. Just give me both editions. And the worst part is when it says pre-order $69.99, it says PS5/PS4. Which to me, if I read this, I'll show the Sage right now. If I read this, I would think that's $70. I get both copies because that's what it fucking looks like.
Certainly, what it looks like.
Yeah. If you go on their front page, it just says pre-order Verizon Midwest, and I take that as for $70, I'm getting the PS4, PS5, version. Nothing else, no fancy shit, just the game. Which you know what? Totally fine, totally cool. This is bullshit. Sage is getting fucked in the ass, and I don't like it.
He's so protective.
Yeah, I am. I mean, no one fucks with my baby. My podcast baby right there. Do you have anything else you want to say on that?
I think you said it for me. I also don't want to get fucked in the ass.
Yeah. By the way, not hating on anal play. You can do that. It's great. People love it, But you just don't want PlayStation doing it unless they're requested. And you know what? They have not been given consent. They have not been given consent to Sage's ass. All right, well, moving past that dirty deed. We also got. Have I been recording? I fucking hope so. We'll just roll with it.
Sure, certainly hope so. Yeah.
Well, we know that the one thing has. What if we were just? It's like Sage and I are just in a room talking, which we are. But I mean, like to nobody. It's like, which could be possible as well, I guess. But what I want to see there is like it says it's supposed to show the future of PS5 is like one of the taglines. I want to see IPs that I don't know about that have been rumored. We haven't seen. We know Dead Space got talked about. We'll kind of go into that, but we know that we already know about that. They keep talking about PlayStation and all these unannounced exclusives. All right, this is the time to show them. Where's God of War Ragnarok? I haven't seen shit about that in a long time. Can I see a new trailer for that? New teaser for that? That I do want to see a teaser because that has been off the map. What about maybe some more Resident Evil 9 info? Something from any big first party studio. Spider-Man 2 game. Maybe that's going to come around. That would be big from Insomniac. That would be huge. Sony wants to kind of correct the Horizon Forbidden West thing, give us a God of War Ragnarok teaser, and give us a Spider-Man 2, which we know they're working on teaser.
Do you think
that would be bam?
Do you think it's close enough after Miles Morales?
Yeah, because I think they were working on Spider-Man 2 and Morales at the same time.
Okay.
Morales is pretty much a DLC, like an expanded DLC, because it was using the same Spider-Man engine from the Spider-Man remastered. It was like reastered. Yeah. But it's using the same engine, and they were just kind of building the story off that. I think they've been working on that as a DLC the whole time, so I think they were working on Spider-Man 2 probably at the same time.
All right.
And it might not like be a ton, but just a little bit to kind of show, what's going on there. Because they were adamant to say it was not Spider-Man 2, and it was like a DLC, kind of like Lost Legacy and things like that. So I think it definitely could. Or just officially announce it, like give something info. Yeah. But they definitely can give us more info on Ragnarok, which we know was delayed, which is fine. I'm just saying you can give us more than like the blue ring horseshoe with the fucking Ragnarok symbols and shit on it. Yeah. I know Corley Barlog likes to go never heard of it, so I want to hear at least a teaser with never heard of it all over the fucking thing. Like, just give me an update on it. That's really what I care about. And then Spider-Man 2, I think, would be like, bang, you got it. But then give me some shit that I don't even fucking know about, that's just rumor mill or whatever. And it's like, let's find out what this is. Maybe I'll finally announce that Abandon is really Silent Hill. I don't know, because Abandon also this week released a full FAQ page, which was ridiculous and almost had zero answers. One of which was like, are we in any relation to Hideo Kojima or Konami? And it's like, no, we're in the Netherlands. That's not even a real answer to that. I guess it is. Like, it's like they're saying no, but why are we're a small independent studio in the Netherlands? Be like, okay, no would have been fine. But like I don't know. Like that implies like, oh, because you're in the Netherlands, no one can have any relation to you. Like, I don't know. But and like, guess what? Feel free to prove me wrong by fucking releasing something. They're like, why is the game 5 gigabytes for a 5-second teaser? They're like, well, we had to load everything and the rest will be unlocked soon. Stop posting shit saying it's going to be ready soon. It's going to be ready soon. Just stop saying anything and just release it and then say shit when it's actually ready.
Yeah.
Because the more you do this, the more you're sparking up the rumor. I was one of the people who did not believe this game had anything to fucking do with Hideo Kojima or Silent Hill. And now the more this shit happens, it feels like it does. Because it feels like the whole Metal Gear 5 shit with the whale Moby Dick Studios, where Hideo Kojima literally made up a fake game studio, had fake interviews, and hired an actor to interview as a CEO. Like, I know you're a real studio. I know Blue Box Game is a real studio. But it's kind of getting to where it's a weird place. It's like I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. And I was one of the people who were like, this is not fucking Silent Hill. They don't have it. It's not Konami, it's not Kojima, and it's not Silent Hill. Now I'm like, it fucking's all three. They've figured it out. PS5, Sony's going to have an exclusive deal announced with Konami. Like, that's something that would blow. If you want to fix all this shit, announce that shit is really it. And even if it's not, maybe it should be. Like,
yeah.
Call Kojima. Change a band. Yeah. It's not working anymore.
Sony's like, we brokered a deal. They're going to be friends again.
So, Sony, what they could do to just really fuck with people is just buy Konami. Just like, I'm tired. Oh, we're buying all these studios. Bethesda, said Starfield's exclusive. Elder Scrolls 6 is probably going to be exclusive to Xbox. Fuck it. Fuck it. Buy Konami. Make Metal Gear exclusive. Get the rights to Silent Hills. Make that exclusive to PS5. Let's get this train a-rolling here. All right? Like, I want to get a big franchise. You buy Konami, and then it's like, Kojima, what do you want to do with these guys? It's yours now. We own it. Your issues should be fine. We'll fire whoever the fuck said that shit to you. Fire them. Fuck them. They're gone. Now you're back running this. Because he keeps saying he wants to write all these new action-adventure games. After he played 12 minutes, he was like, I want to make another action-adventure game. Yeah. He said he wanted to make another game with Mads Mikkelsen, who did Death Stranding, and he wants to call it Mads Max. And I was like, that would be great. I'll play on Mad Max, an action-adventure, open-adventure game like that. He also said Norman Reedus, just going off, this week was interviewed at some fucking interview. I don't remember. I'm so like all over the place right now with the stuffiness and also just like the craziness of all this shit going on. And he was interviewed by a Brazilian, Adreno Cinema, and he in Portuguese no, it wasn't Portuguese. But he said, I think we're doing a second Death Stranding, and the game is in negotiations right now, so yay. No one knew about that. That would be with Sony. So it's like officially announced. One, the cat's kind of out of the bag. If that's really true, announce that shit next week. Like, hopefully they do. Be like, Death Stranding 2. Be like, put the Death Stranding Director's Cut trailer, and then at the end be like, Death Stranding 2 coming at you.
Yeah.
Coming at that ass. And Sage will be like, ooh. And be like, yeah. So, like, this is a Sage ass episode. We've decided. Now Sony's not fucking him in the ass, but gently caressing and giving him some nice massage oil, right? Just really easing in there. Edging him. I don't know. What are they doing to you, Sage? What are they doing?
No, don't touch me there.
Not if it's this, though. If it's this, it's probably very much consensual. Right?
I think you're overestimating how much I like butt play.
Well, I'm talking about Death Stranding. It could be forward play.
Oh,
front play. Front play. Whatever. It could be just some type of play. The point is you're having a good time, right?
Yeah.
We're glad
you're
on
game
top.
here.
Now you're on top, and you're fucking Sony, and you're having a great time doing it, right? You know what I'm saying? It's an act. Everything's going all over the place. You don't know what's happening, but you're enjoying yourself. It's a good time, right? Fluids are everywhere. Gaming's everywhere. You just gamed all over yourself. You're so hot. You're glad you gamed everywhere. All right, that's what we're getting at. We want everybody to be glad you gamed. Okay, this got like overtly sexual, but I'm just kind of rolling with the references.
Got a little sexual.
Yeah. The point is, that would be fucking cool. Sony needs to get back in the driver's seat. They need to get back on the fan side. And obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. These are big things they need to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no way it's going to be a live event, right?
No, so they said it's like 40 minutes. I'm betting it's all just a pre-recorded thing. Although
I think that
Gamescom
it's just easier for them
live.
too.
Yeah, but Gamescom and stuff was live. They were doing like live stuff. So it's like if it's like one guy on a stage and then like playing pre-recorded videos from everybody else, but then he's doing the interaction, or she, one person. That could be, a thing, or two people even if they're, all the social distance or vaccinated or whatever the fuck, they're safe. That would be fine too, because then you get kind of that fresh interaction. It's not all just like I'm watching a trailer.
Yeah.
Because I do want some interaction that's like, because then they can respond to some of the shit that's happened the last week.
Yeah.
Which is like what I kind of want. If this is all pre-recorded, it's like a Nintendo play. It's great, but like I'm not getting a ton of like, oh yeah, I saw this all over Twitter the last week.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. Or like, we fixed Horizon. Sorry, we fucked up. Like if I got to like, hey, that was our bad. It was really, you're right. It was dumb. We give you that now. Be like, bang. Love it. Thank you. I would love just some recognition on that. But we're going to have 12 million more PS5 units. Like in like, I don't know, some additional information. Or actually, you know what? The biggest thing I wanted them to talk about this, because they talked about the future of PS5. Where's PSVR 2? Right?
Cool. Yeah.
We had like a slew of like 5 months just talking about VR. VR. Where's our VR at? Where is it? I want it.
Shit dried up.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to play on a banana.
It's just like, and they're like the Valve Index too. We never got announced. Like we were on a thing where it just felt like every fucking week was like, oh, this is it. And we've seen images. We know the VR2 is not coming out this year, but they could have more information about it, or just give us like official. They've officially announced and showed like controllers that are official. But I want to know like real information about it.
Yeah.
And I think that would be cool for this. I know it's only 40 minutes, so it's like, what really can they show? Is it going to be a bunch of 3-minute trailers, or is it going to be like a 10-minute gameplay? I would prefer the 3-minute trailers because they can announce more shit that way. Let's get some more indies in there. Let's get Untitled Goose Game 2. Let's get... let's get 24 minutes. I don't know. Let's get Annapurna up in this bitch. Like,
I still want to know what that Swan game is. The Unfinished Swan.
The Unfinished Swan. Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of stuff we're looking for, and like maybe they'll do all these things, maybe they'll do none of these things, but that's kind of one thing we wanted to talk about. The other thing is, so Valve. Let's talk about Valve. So I'm assuming we're done with this because I don't want to just keep going into the same
thing.
So the Steam Deck is like, we know the new Valve. That's like basically what the Switch should have been. I went into a whole thing about it.
Yeah.
But they were getting interviewed about it, and they opened up that they plan to grow the product line. So we're already looking ahead to the future because we believe this is a product line that will have a long life.
Okay.
So, of course, we're thinking about what we would build next, and we're starting to make plans in those directions. What does that mean to me? They heard everybody, and they're going to make a Steam Deck 4K. Because what else would they be talking about? They building with enough power to do X, Y, Z. Why would they not be like, yeah, we understand we're building to the next future. This is going to be a big product line. We're going to have a 4K Steam Deck. Because it's like computers. They're basically building the optional things. Like this, the Steam Deck has those 3 different options. They're going to just have the 4K option. They're just added into another of their product line. It's like, you don't need that one. But if you want that one, it's there. Whereas the Switch is like, do you want OLED? It's like, okay, I guess. It's a little bit brighter. Is it changing the way it hooks up to my screen? Not really, no. Then who fucking cares? Like, give me something that's like fresh. Everybody's got a 4K TV now. This is not the problem when they're a problem to buy. They're like $100 now. You can get cheap ones, and not the top of the line, but it's very accessible.
Yeah,
it is now the standard. We've now reached it where 4K is the HD. When HD was phasing out SD, we're now at the point of HD is pretty much phased out the 4K. It's not everything syndication yet. But as far as like access to it and able to get it, your phones are recording.
Definitely in the gaming space, you're moving away from HD in a big way.
Oh yeah, and I think and so is infrastructure, but they're slowly getting to it. But I think anything in gaming and stuff, you got to get the 4K, and especially TV and all that stuff. Everything is 4K, like Netflix, everything's streaming 4K.
Yeah, but I mean, sports are going to take a while to catch up just from the actual like price it costs to update all that equipment. Like, well, even if they're streaming it in 4K doesn't necessarily mean that they're recording it in 4K and stuff like that.
Well, they record in 5K. So all of
when they have all the right equipment,
right.
But that doesn't mean every game is being recorded.
No, yeah. But all the big ones, like all the NFL games are recorded properly. All the big any ranked college football game is going to be using those kind of cameras. Like for example, Penn State, Wisconsin this week Saturday, it's in 4K.
Yeah, that and there are a lot of like cameras that are just great 1080 stuff that are upscaled. And
there could
that's
be
a whole other argument, but yes,
well,
as far as like what you have in your living room, most people buying new TVs are getting 4K.
Yeah, no one's getting an HD TV because it's not even practical. It's just it's like $20 more. You just get the 4K one, and everyone's like, I'll just get that. It looks way better, and you're kind of future proofing. It's not like 5 years ago when it's like, well, that was very expensive. It's literally like you can get a 60-inch 4K TV for $200. It's like it's very affordable now. They've reached the point where it's like it's affordable for anyone if they want a new TV to get a 4K TV, and it's definitely I would say the standard in TVs at this point. Like, so it's pretty crazy that Best Buy has a 60-inch for $200. $250.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's probably like a knockoff brand, but like I mean, who fucking cares? Some people I'm like, if you're not like obsessed with the every aspect of it, you're like, I just want something that's providing a 4K resolution.
Ooh, Hisense.
Yeah.
It's 400, but either way, that's
incredibly affordable TV. Yeah, but is that a 60 or 65?
60.
Yeah, so there's I bet the 50, and most people don't even have the space for that. So it's like you go 47, 42, 55. Now it's like, yep, we're all in the ballpark now. And that's not even on. That's today. That's not a Black Friday deal. That's not like Prime Day deals. That's
just
and those they're like 50%. So it's like. Anyways, the whole point is it's very inexpensive and it's very affordable to the majority of the audience to get that. So it makes sense to have content that is delivering in 4K.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm thinking, they're obviously going to upgrade that. But the cool thing about Steam, the way they've set up the Steam Deck line is like, it's just part of the product line. It's a SKU. You don't need that SKU. It's like getting a computer. You don't need that graphics card. Maybe you don't care. If you don't fucking care, then don't buy that one. But we have the option for the people who do want to care, and they'll pay the extra $100 or whatever it is to do it, which is exactly what Nintendo should have done. But whatever. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, for the controversial topic, which is crazy to me. This is fucked up, and I stand against it with every fiber in my being. Now, I don't have kids, and some parents may disagree, but I cannot believe that China set a 3-hour time limit for kids playing online video games. They can play
1 hour a night, right?
They can only play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 1 hour each night, and on public holidays. That's it. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then bang, done.
That is huge.
Ages 12 to 13, or 12, 13 to 18. They're allowed to get 2 hours a day. So 1 hour per day for children up to the age of 12, while ages of 13 to 18 were restricted to playing a maximum of 2 hours. So China did that in 2018, but that's when they updated it now to anybody under 18. You get 1 hour Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or public holiday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's it.
That's insane.
And they gave game companies the ability to restrict. Game companies are required to restrict online gaming during these hours and must enforce a real name verification system in place. So now they're putting on the game company like Valorant to be like, where's your IP coming from? Yeah, we can't let you play. We have to basically block that IP address or block that routing, like basically turn the server off until exception of 1 hour. It's like, what the fuck? This is like the ultimate censorship. Like,
so immediately I assume that parents are just going to have their kids whine enough that they're going to create their own account. Like,
to be like, I'm 18.
As the parent,
but China.
But yeah, then
China monitors literally everything.
Crackdown
nothing is. Yeah. They have like, they can monitor everything. I mean, they monitor text messages, calls, everything.
Yep.
So it's like, that's why people like to use WeChat, but they can also monitor that. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. It's like, if any place could do it where they're very good at monitoring it, China would be it. And who's incredibly technically savvy enough to do it. But it's crazy. And it's NetEase and Tencent, which Tencent is the massive gaming company that we've talked about before. They're one of these companies that's required to provide these hours.
So that's my other question is, which
is crazy.
It's absurd. Do mobile games and like offline, like single player games fall into that?
So it said online games because they can't really control offline. Like they can't turn off the console. They have to physically go there. So I think that's what I think they want the parents to enforce that.
Yeah.
But the online ones, they're like, you can't do it.
And that really is what people are just wasting hours
right.
and hours.
And by the way, Tencent is like, so Tencent owns a like ton of games like multiplayer online. League of Legends is one of them, right? Tencent partially owns battle royale games such as Fortnite. Like they have, Fortnite and League of Legends, two insane games, are like 3 hours for that. I wonder how pissed off some of their like Epic Games is. How much revenue stream is that hurting? Probably a lot. League of Legends. And it's crazy because China has incredible gamers coming out of China in League of Legends.
They have them anyway.
League of Legends, Valorant, StarCraft, all this shit. Yeah. And now you're like cutting off a very built-in audience to do that. So it's like, how are they going to train? How are they going to play? Are you fine? For example, they own 100% of Riot Games. What's Riot Games? Valorant.
Yeah.
What's Riot Games? League of Legends. Like, did you know that? No, they own 40% of Epic Games, which is Fortnite. They own 40% of the entire fucking company. Activision Blizzard, they own 5%. So now you're talking about they're going to make them shut off. Call of Duty shuts off. Warzone shuts off. All this shit. It's like Overwatch shuts off. They own 5% of Ubisoft. I mean, the list goes on. It's crazy. And most people don't even know who this is. It's like, yeah, their ownership stakes is crazy. So, yeah, that's a huge effect. Those studios I just mentioned are some of the largest online games. And I guarantee you the Chinese audience under 18 was probably a pretty big part of their revenue stream and their audience in general. Not that U.S. kids aren't playing this, but I'm just saying you're cutting out a significant part of your market considering how many people live in China and how many of them are under 18 video game players. So I get it from a parenting standpoint, like do your schoolwork, do your homework, stop playing video games. like make sure that gets done.
Yeah.
This is taking it to a whole nother level. Yeah, I mean, this is something that would never happen in America. Obviously,
my God,
thank
people
God.
would, lose it.
But it's like to see this happening in 2021 is crazy. Do I understand why they're doing it? Sure. Do I think it's more of like on the parents to kind of take care of their kids and tell them to stop fucking playing video games if they need to? I wouldn't. I'd be like, please play the game. I don't want to talk to you right now. But maybe I'd feel differently some days. I'm definitely not going to feel differently only 3 hours of the entire week. Yeah. I guarantee you, I'm going to be like, please God, play all day because I have work to do, or I just don't want to fucking talk to you. And I know where you are. I got to go out. I got to go out for 5 hours, do something, like go bang your mother at a hotel, whatever. I don't know. Here's the game system. Play Valorant. I'll be back. Blink. I'm back. It's been 8 hours. Yeah. They haven't left because they're just playing video games.
40 minutes for one round. Yeah. Right? Like, that's a trip to the grocery store right there.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't get a babysit. Now it's like, well, what are you going to get into when I'm gone now? Now I'm worried, like, you're going to do a bunch of the dumb shit I did when I didn't have online gaming growing up. And it's like, I don't know. Like, he's not going to be studying. They're not going to be studying.
And then, like, what are the fallouts of that where it's like, you got a whole bunch more teenagers, like, running the streets now because they're looking for something to do.
Right. To get all this angst out of, like, playing games. Like, let me just relax and shoot a bunch of people in Valorant so I don't, like, break something in my house.
I'm sure it will kind of, like, stimulate, like, economies and stuff a little bit where it's...
Well, you mean like they'll just get jobs or something?
Well, get jobs. Like there's restaurants and like hangouts and malls and stuff like that. You're going to have kids like...
Yeah, but it's also going to stimulate loitering, probably crime.
Absolutely,
like, all this kind of shit because it's like... Or they could just be using this. And it's not like every online game is like no game is bad. It's been proven time and time again. There's no correlation of like negative games having any negative impact.
No,
like,
I think there's like
from like a violence perspective is my point. Yeah. But there is a proof that games help relax you and calm you down so you actually don't do physical violence. It's a way of like catharsis to get it out. Yeah. Like you're mad, go fucking play this and you'll get it out of yourself, right? Get it out of your system.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like...
break a couple controllers.
Right. You like mentally get it out of your system. You're not taking it out. So it's actually like a catharsis situation where it's like now you're creating a problem with that. And it's like, yeah, like you said, it could be an economy building thing potentially, but it also could be a crime. There's a lot of impact to this. But and also the 3 hours. I don't know who the fuck came up with that. Like on the weekends, 1 hour. It's like, bro, it's just
sounds like my house growing up.
And the fact that they have such good gamers coming out of there, it's like, why are you stimulating some of your economy? Because it is some of your economy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a big move. I just like it's gonna send ripples through everything.
And again, it's under 18, but that's a big far. Like I mean, games aren't just 18 now. Granted, like Call of Duty is supposed to be 17 and up. Maybe it's 18 up in China, but like Fortnite's not.
I also wonder too if that's going to kind of like loosen the they're not really restrictions, like they kind of are, but like you can't have China like the bad guy in a game anymore because it's such a big part of the market and they like just outlaw everything that doesn't show them in a good light.
Well, they do that in movies too. They like
they
have like people like re-edit movies or certain things.
Yeah, where I almost like want that to be a rule that they have with like movies where it's like, oh, you can only see like one movie a month, and it's like, great, now we can go back to making what we want and not having it be like censored by a different country.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So that way they're not doing it, be like, well, that's not a huge market share for us.
Yeah,
but maybe this, why is this also just games? Why isn't it like you're allowed to see one movie a month, like you said,
or sports?
Yeah, it's like, why is it game? Like it doesn't make sense, and it's like an outdated old way of thinking. Like games are the bad thing. It's like,
well, I mean, we still have that here in the States, like,
but I think it's changing. The esports stuff, it has been changing where it's now ESPN like airs it consistently weekly, and so it is becoming more of like a normal trend with Twitch and everything. Especially, I think the pandemic like kind of showed that people like can do gaming and watch gaming, and it kind of gets people to like stop doing other shit and like doing all this. And it probably helps some of these kids who just need to make friends and stuff like that. They make friends all over the world. and like maybe they have trouble making friends. It's helping with that. There's a lot of good that outweighs any bad that you may perceive it as. And to make it 3 hours, which is 1 hour at night for on the weekend or the public holidays, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And then, like, what does that look like for streaming? It's probably going to be a boon for that because, like, obviously all these kids.
Those hours are going to be the hot time.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but
they can't because they can't play. They're going to
for streamers in other countries.
Yeah,
they can play, and then all these Chinese kids are just going to be watching other people play
vicariously, which I guess people do anyways. But yeah, I guess it's good. Yeah, you would expect certain numbers to go up because they're now vicariously living through. Because like, well, I can't even try that until Friday.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. To me, that's like,
and it's like you're still consuming it, but not in a way that you get any of like that reflex or like cognitive kind of.
Right, you're not experiencing it, you're just watching it.
Yeah. So it might have the complete opposite effect where I'm sure the reason they're doing it is to more productive, more like concentrated on their school and stuff like that. But if you don't have something to kind of like release that stress, like you were saying, and you're just sitting there like pulling your hair out, then you're going to look for other ways to like
to do it. And they might be more negative.
Yeah.
It might be like taking drugs. It might be like just getting in fights. It might be, just acting out. Whereas like instead of doing that, you're acting out mentally in the game doing that, but it stays there. It's in the now you can still play offline games, so they're still able to game.
Yeah,
it's just like you're not getting the online interaction, which can be toxic. And I know some people just like get hooked on it, but basically, the Chinese state media branded online gaming opium and likened it to a drug. They consider online gaming a drug, and they're basically weaning them off the drug. They did this.
That's not weaning. That's cold turkey.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. And so so after they announced that, Tencent, which is a massive, tanked 10% because after the Chinese.
Okay, so when did they announce it? Because I'm looking at Tencent right now, and
they announced that it was opium on August 2nd. They announced that this ban was announced on August 30th. It started yesterday. September 1st was when it started.
Okay, because that's the weird part. Because in the last 5 days, it's gone up, their stock price. So there's definitely some interesting kind of.
Well, they own a ton, so I mean,
yeah. But no, what you're saying there at like the end of June, like it's been down since February. But yeah,
right, yeah, and it took a 10% drop the day they called it gaming opium, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And they closed around 6% lower. NetEase closed almost down 8%. And this is August 2nd, but they've been planning for this. And this all went into effect September 1st. So yesterday. This is September 2nd right now. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't really know the fallout yet because we're day 2. But I'm curious to see the numbers of like gamers that played this month. It's like how much is that affected? Like what's gaming sales? How's their revenue streams going down? Because they were probably buying loot crates and shit like that. So it's like, who knows? I mean, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much against it. I fucking hate this move. I think it's incredibly stupid and very short-sighted. But I don't run a state government or state media, so whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just, and to be honest, they probably could care less about my opinion, but it's just crazy to do something like this. And I get that it's a thing that people do, but Jesus Christ, it is too much.
Yeah. Let's hope there's nothing like that coming to the U.S. There can't be. They couldn't. There's no way. Yeah.
They would get. I mean, as much as people bitch about like the stuff like with everything else going on, that is actually like banning like certain things on like your actual like free, like they can't control what you do in your own household. It's like I want to go play this online. Like all right, they could be like servers cost this much or something, and it's like okay, but they can't be like the only way you can do this because now people are they're gonna find creative ways to get this done.
Yeah.
And to make it work. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're creating more harm than good in the long run. I would love to see like a report of the crime statistics, the economic impact, but the crime statistics, all that kind of shit from before September 1st to like let's say the end of the year, and just kind of see how that plays out from this, because then you could actually statistically see, did this help? Did this not help?
Yeah.
My bet is probably didn't fucking help.
I doubt it. Yeah. How long do they have to comply?
It said this
it's
goes
immediate.
They announced it August 2nd, and they said it goes into effect September 1st. So they had to be complying September 1st. So really, this Friday. But like they had to have been turning off their servers. Like right now, they can't play.
That's crazy.
If you're under 18 in China, you ain't playing an online game. You might play an offline game. But this would be also interesting to see, do single player games now make a heavier comeback?
Yeah.
Because of this. So now they're like, reinvest, because the single player now is the only thing people can play pretty much.
Yeah. And you're just buying more and more.
So
because,
now that market share
you can only
grown.
get so much out of it.
Right. Now the market share grows in that. So like, again, it is kind of interesting to see where that money goes, because the money exists. It's just, where is it being sent?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So pretty cool stuff. Pretty interesting. Well, not cool stuff. Pretty fucked up stuff, but pretty cool to think about, of like just what's really this going to occur? What's really going to happen?
Yeah.
So that's what we got on that. Do you want to do some trivia?
I was going to talk about a little bit of Dead Space.
Oh, yeah. What am I fucking talking about? Dead Space had a little EA Play thing showing off the old and new Dead Space. Let's get it. Let's get the Dead Space master. And someone who maybe enjoyed playing with your ass a little bit.
So,
full circle.
Talk about Dead
Full
Space.
Hole.
I was actually a little disappointed. I feel like it was like a proof of concept more than
what
an actual
well, it's
showcase.
an alpha build. It is.
Yeah.
They were like just trying to show like, we are making it. This is what it looks like. So don't expect it like tomorrow. But well, they actually did kind of give a release date for it. But
yeah. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, they basically like reskinned a hallway, or I mean, they recreated it. They recreated it from the ground up.
It's not
they
like
relit
just
it.
textures.
They pulled it into a new thing, but it was very much just like seeing an old level in a new light, and
right. I mean,
a very
that's
limited
That's
part
what Resident
of
Evil
it.
2 remake is too, though. But getting different controls than what you had there and stuff.
Yeah.
But Dead Space isn't as old as those. That's the thing. It's not like so unmodern. Like,
exactly. Yeah, and it looks so good, and like they really played with the lighting and everything so well that it just
that hallway scene I thought looked incredible. To be honest, I thought Isaac looked amazing.
That's like the character model was freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Again, that's same kind of shapes and stuff, just with your dynamic lighting and all that stuff on it. But it still does
4K
look great.
textures and stuff like that.
Yeah. So then they went on to show kind of like the gun mechanics with the monsters.
Yeah.
And like you could always dismember them. That's like one of the big parts of the game.
Yes.
But they're also
with your
showing
cool mining tools.
Yes. Yep. But they're also showing now how to, like, if you're not actually like blowing something off, you're still blowing something away. So like the flesh is coming away, and like their clothes are going to be tearing off as you shoot them and stuff like that. So that's really cool, and I think a neat way to enhance a game with these newer engines without like completely reinventing the wheel. And then the third part was like maneuvering through the 0G area, which I don't know, didn't really do anything for me. It was cool. It's gonna be fun to see. Like
we need more than an alpha build. You need to see it when it's further along. I was excited. I was surprised a company like EA, well, a publisher like EA, because it's not being made by either, but did something on an alpha build, like showed something.
Yeah.
To me, that means they're kind of understanding more of where the audience is and be like, we really want to fucking see this thing. We're so excited. And they're like, well, we don't have a ton to show you, but we'll fucking make a little conference about it and do a little thing. And to me, that's kind of like, I like the transparency. Be like, dude, this is alpha. It looks like shit, but it's alpha and it still looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And this is all we can show you from like the visual perspective. It's going to be, obviously this is the minimum it's going to look, right? And they're going to build off that. To me, it actually was like pretty effective in that sense. And then I'm like, what are the controls going to feel like? Because they're already pretty modern. And that's kind of really where I'm excited where it's going to go. But I won't know that until we actually play. Are they going to add any mechanics to it? Obviously going to take care of the DualSense, things like that. But
yeah. And I think that's like the
mechanics.
weird fine line that they're walking too, where it's like they don't want to give it up like
right.
as like a behind the scenes kind of thing, and like what they can show without giving away like what the game's actually gonna look like, feel like, be like, is just a hard line to walk. Like it is cool. It's fun seeing like how that whole mechanic works, like in that alpha build where there's like a generator, like you go over and or an emitter or whatever, like you go over and hit a button, and then like a fresh monster pops out, you blow him away, go over, hit it again,
and
like,
pops out.
It keeps popping.
Yeah, it's for dev testing stuff. It's awesome. I mean, that's kind of what I liked. It was kind of exactly why. It's like, oh, kind of gets so behind the scenes, like shit that's not in the game. It's like, this is kind of how what devs are doing, or SQA is doing to kind of test shit. And like, this is the weirdness that games look like. Like when you're seeing the whatever the fuck they're called, like lurker thing, just essentially floating on a black square because like the level's not even completely finished, and you're just kind of like shooting it, and it dismembers, but it's still like floating there, but you see it dismember. It's like these are all the craziness of like what this looks like, but then then you look at it, you know, before and after. It lost 100 pounds and now it looks amazing, right? Not fat. I'm just saying they're like those before and after pictures that shock you.
Yeah,
and it's crazy, and it's like if it looks, I'm telling you, if it looks this good in alpha, it's going to look fucking incredible in actual release. Like, alpha is so... People always talk about, oh, let's play the beta. Obviously, alpha's before beta, but it is so... There's literally, generally, years of alpha before the beta.
Yeah.
So it's like... But the one concern I have with this is an alpha build. It's September 2nd. This was like yesterday, the day before. They said it was going to release in fall of 2022, which is basically a year from today. So it's in alpha right now. That seems like a very fast timeline from where they currently are. From what I saw there, I was like, this game still has 2 years of development left. But what it's kind of telling me is we got a year of development left. And I'm like, just do the 2 years. Because I have a feeling it's going to be one of the delayed situations. Like, just give them the fucking 2 years. Just do 2023. Like, no one really needs it next year.
It's
and
really
we're
hard
excited
to say.
Enough it's coming.
And that's the other thing too, where with like not showing too much, is they might have a lot more, and they're just like, oh, here.
Yeah, this alpha could be from like 4 months ago.
Take this freaking build and kind of
Yeah, they could be like, show them the build from 4 months ago, because and really they're 5 months ahead of it.
That
like,
zero G spot that they did show had a lot of stuff in it. It looked like that was all rebuilt. And they're showing like a hallway being relit. They have this giant dynamic thing that's like spinning around. I'm like, how is that not what you were showing closer up? But
like they might not have the rest done. It might be like it looks good in that 30-second window.
Yeah.
So that's kind of thing. And like it did have the alpha, like, you know, card on it, which like, again, generally when you show builds off, you're showing a build that you're kind of months ahead of, because builds take a while to show off too. Yeah. You have to like, and this, which really surprised me, is like, this wasn't really like a demo build. This literally looked like they just loaded up an alpha build.
Yeah.
So, which kind of goes against my theory of like maybe it is months behind, because it could be like, what if that was today's or last week's alpha build? Like, that's when I'm like, a year seems pretty fucking close. Not impossible, but pretty fucking close from what they have. Unless they have a ton fucking more and they only showed us a tiny bit, which is hopefully what happened. Or if this was like, we're going to show the alpha build in September, but this is April's alpha build, May's alpha build. Like, this is, we're so far ahead of what we just showed everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, we're because then that's like, all right, that could put you on track. Because I could see this, like, the way I see this realistically releasing is February 2023. That area. From what I saw then.
Yeah.
Assuming that is where they are today. If that's where they were in June, May, now you're playing with fall 2022. Now, I don't know, but my point is, like, we're so excited to get this game. Just estimate it proper. This is what I always say. Like, I'm fine with delaying. I don't give a fuck about delaying, but you don't have to if you just estimate it properly. So don't try to force a timeline when it's like, you're not there.
Yeah.
And you're not there. If this is where you are today, if that really is a recent, if that builds from August, like 1st, you're not there. You're not going to release in fall. If you do, it's like December. And it's like, you're pushing that shit.
Yeah.
Just like, be like, it's going to be early 2023. Your devs can hit that timeline. Everybody's relaxed, and you just get it done. This, or you're doing a fuckload of crunch. I mean, there is no way you're not doing crunch, and that's where you are today. Or we're just seeing an old build, which is what I hope it is, and they're on track, and everything's cool, and I'm wrong. Great. I would love to be wrong. Like, I don't want to be right. I've just seen enough of this. I know how the software development lifecycle works and this shit, and that's far. I mean, not that I don't trust Motive. It's EA Motive who's developing it. They're great. I'm just saying we want the end product, and we don't want to kind of get shit pushed. Everybody's been cool with delays happening because of COVID and everything, but next year it's going to be 2 years into this shit. This year, like, we accept delays because it's still kind of back from, but you should know how to develop, how your day-to-day development cycle should be pretty streamlined now.
Yeah.
You've had a year to figure this shit out. I'm not downplaying any of the severity. I'm just saying, like, you know how your job works.
You know how to account for it. Even if it does take longer, you know how to estimate that.
You're like, my internet sucks, or this team now we have to do this weird shift schedule. We know how long, so it basically pushes everything that we could have all done in the office together. Everything's always an additional 2 weeks because of the additional overhang we have to do. We know that some people might get sick or something, so we have to account for that into this. I mean, maybe we do things slower. Maybe there's more knowledge transfer, so things take slower because we're adding additional unit tests or documenting everything better than we were before, just in case someone gets sick or like whatever. You should know what you're doing by now. That, like, the delays are still kind of acceptable, but I'm tired of using COVID, and it not downplaying the severity of COVID. It's very severe, and I want everybody to say, but I'm tired of using it as a scapegoat, being like, delay COVID. When does that fucking line end?
Yeah.
Because, like, we do need to get to a point where it's like, this is life now. Like, this is, you're vaccinated, you're not vaccinated, you're taking safety precautions, whatever. You know what to do for you and yourself, and like what you can do. And it's like, stop using it as a scapegoat. You need to, like, really estimate properly. And it's like, I don't want, in 2022 to be like, we're delaying again, it's COVID. And it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, you got to, like, account for life. And it's just how the world works. It's like, you get used to it. And it's crazy to think about, but we're on year 2. I mean, I guess if you're considering last year 0, then we're on year 1. But I mean, yeah, it's almost been 2 full years. In February or March for the U.S. at least, this coming March, it would have been in the U.S. for 2 years.
Yeah.
You should know how to do your job by now. And you should know how much additional time it takes for you to coordinate with your team, how long everything takes to connect. Maybe people's internet sucks, the upload, whatever. That's all fine. But you just should realistically know how to accommodate for your job now. Like, it's not like, oh, fuck, what do I do? Yeah. I got to work from home today. It's like, bro, it's been 18 months. Like, you know what to do working from home. You know what to do in the office. You know what to do in your shift schedule. I would hope that's in place by now. Because if it's not, like, how the fuck are you producing anything? So that's kind of thing. Is like, make the right release date. And I'm tired of, I don't want to hear bullshit next year of delays because of COVID. Because it's like, stop using it as a scapegoat. You have to take accountability and responsibility. This is life. You should know how to operate in the current life. It's severe. I'm not downplaying. I'm not being one of those assholes who doesn't think it's real. It's absolutely real. It's terrible. Hate that it happened. But you also do need to go, hey, we still got to do work here. We still got to do stuff. We got to take this into account. And if that's adding an additional 2 weeks to your job or every cycle, that should be part of every estimate. That should be accepted. Yeah. And if your company's not saying that and they're expecting the same timeline, then fuck them. They're not accounting to it. But you just need to account for it. Yeah. Everybody in there needs to be accounting. This ticket takes this long because of COVID. And they'll be like, that's fine. Okay, cool. It takes that long now. Great. Is that double time? Sure. Maybe because of XYZ. Whatever. Stop fucking using a scapegoat. Estimate properly, and you don't have a fucking problem. You won't have to delay. So, long story short, Dead Space looks cool, but I hope that's not where it is today if it's really releasing in fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more stuff on Dead Space you thought? You seem I feel like I'm more excited than you. Like,
probably.
Which is crazy.
But I mean, that's also like your space too, where
it's my Dead Space.
It is your Dead Space.
But it's your Dead Space. I mean, this is
like,
your
as a video
dream.
person, I would have loved to see more of like the side by side comparison
kind of like
stuff.
What they did with the hallway. You wanted that the entire time.
Or anything like cinematic or like really like push through. A lot of it just kind of seems like here's a step-by-step like overlay. This is what it looks like with lighting applied. And it was just kind of clunky and whatever. It wasn't a showcase, which I guess it wasn't necessarily meant to be. It was more of just a demo. But I guess maybe that was it, as I was expecting more showcasey kind of stuff. Like, even you sent me that picture, and I was like, great, I'm hopping online to watch this. And then the rest of it was
cool. That picture did look cool.
Yeah, it does. And, like, seeing the side-by-side is, I think, what most people would want to see in a remake. And if you could put two of those, like, monsters side-by-side and show what they look like getting hit and stuff like that. That and, like, the gun looked a little underdeveloped.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, not everything they were showing was ready to be shown. That's why that's why as a developer I thought it was cool they're showing an alpha build.
Yeah.
I'm like, none of the, like, even the character model is not actually ready for prime. It just looks a lot better.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, this is not ready. So it's like, I don't know. And there's also different iterations of alphas
too, for like pulling onto a whole new engine, right? Like, you have to rebuild a lot of stuff. It's not just
I bet everything was rebuilt from the ground up.
Yeah.
I doubt they reused literally anything. They probably just were like,
it's just a really good reference.
I would be surprised if they could have reused much of anything. Maybe some basic logic, like from a non-graphical sense, just generate like general like AI logic.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't even know what libraries they're using, you know, if any of that, because the thing is, it's been so long, a lot of that shit could be deprecated. Like, if they're upgrading to a newer library, that shit's not even supported anymore. Or it might be. I mean, I don't know what they're fucking using, but it just, in my experience, it's been that long. It's probably all just brand new, and you're probably like, it's probably better that way, because you're like, oh, the way they wrote this AI loop, like, that doesn't make any sense. We now support like lambda expressions, which saves this many cyclomatics, you know, I'm forgetting the fucking term. Cyclomatics, whatever. I can't fucking say anything right now. I think it's goddamn stuffiness, but it saves like so much time for a performance standpoint. It's like, or maybe it's just more efficient. And that way you can save your memory, because it's all about memory management is the name of the game. Yeah. So I doubt they reused anything. It's probably all just they studied the old code, updated it with current logic. I doubt any of this was cut and paste. It was probably all straight. But they probably had a ton of reference that they could be like, oh, this is how you write this now, and we can improve it. But that still takes time.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what comes out more. But, yeah, I knew, like, as soon as I said anything that you were going to be like, I thought you'd be more excited.
I really, really did. And, like, I'm glad I didn't talk to you about it, like, earlier today, just so, like, genuinely, because, like, I'm really excited. I really was like, I was like, bringing it to pop, and it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe EA's fucking you now. Who knows? Like, what's going on? It's. I feel bad. This whole episode is like, I just feel bad for Sage.
I'm gonna be all right. You don't gotta worry about me. What you do gotta worry about now? A little bit of trivia.
Oh, let's get in some triv.
You got something for me? Am I going to start?
I think you need to start.
All right, I need to start. So, what we are looking at today is a little peek back to 2001.
Okay.
We're going to do top selling video games of 2001, and then if you're feeling frisky, we'll do top selling video or computer games.
Sorry, I had to email back about something to confirm that a new time it's looking like. Well, we could still do it later today, but I think this is getting to the point where it's like,
yeah, probably
just do that. Really excited. We do have a cool, fun interview coming up. We have a terrible schedule is the problem, and we're trying to make it work better.
Yeah.
But we're really excited. We'll talk about that. We're not, well, I'm just going to tell you, we're going to have an interview. And when it happens, you'll find out.
Yep.
But it's rescheduling. This is 100% on me and Sage's fault. But we will get it to work. And yeah, we're excited. Really excited for this interview. Yeah. But we're both incredibly tired right now. It's been a long day / week. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get that update so you know, because we're doing this live. So I had to somehow let you know.
Yeah, we can only do so much Morse code with blinking.
Right. It's like we would have had this start in like another 10 minutes, and it's like that's at least another hour from now, and it's like maybe I have to take coffee, then I can't sleep at all because I'm an old man. All right, Sage, hit me with that sweet triv.
All right. Top selling video games in 2001.
Love it.
So where were you?
2001.
What systems were you playing?
PS2.
What were you doing?
2001, I was playing PS2.
Okay.
I think isn't that when it came out?
Yeah.
So I was playing that. My dad got it when he was in Japan for E3 working for Sony.
Hell yeah.
And he got me the Japanese PS2, which was sweet.
Oh.
It was one of the coolest gifts ever. And my PS2, which I think everybody considers PS2 like the greatest system ever. It's like wildly considered the best gaming system. And it really is for that, but it also just meant a lot to me. Christmas, unwrapping that boy, just so cool. Who can't remember the way it sounded and turned on, or like the cool like spacey thing going through the menu, the PS2 menu, putting some sweet memory cards in there. Hey, I can play music from this and all that. I mean, there's a ton of cool. Getting the PSN network attachment to it. I mean, all that, baby.
So sounds like you're stalling.
What was the question? I thought you just said what was I doing?
I want you to guess top 10 games.
Oh, I thought you just said what were you doing, and I was like, this is what I was doing.
I was trying to get the juices flowing.
Okay, so what is the question though?
What were the top 10 selling video games of 2001?
Oh, you're NPDing me for 2001?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Now you know how it feels.
Okay. That was 20 years ago. It's 2021.
And we've done the NPD like 20 times, so we're even.
Except it's last month. It's like, all right, 2000. I don't think I'm going to get a single one of these.
What were the first 2 games you got for the PS2?
God. I know. I'm just trying to think of all. Well, no, that's like 2004. Twisted Metal. Black. I think it was the one that came out on PS2. But, oh my God. SOCOM. One of the SOCOM games. Oh, well, I mean, there was like 3 of them that I played. SOCOM. Siphon Filter. Splintered Cell. None of these. I don't even know if they're. Madden's got to be a top selling game.
Which Madden?
Madden 02, I guess, because they're always. Wait, what is the one this year? No, it's 21, so it'd be. Is it Madden 21? No, it's Madden 22, so it'd be Madden 02.
All right.
It might have been John Madden 02 at that point. They renamed it. NHL 02. I'm guessing sports game, maybe FIFA.
All right.
02. How many games I am right now? I'm just gonna be bad.
You've had 6 guesses.
I'm only guessing for PS2. I just realized, and you didn't say specifically the PS2, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay. Yeah. So that was when Mist. I don't know when that came out. Mist.
Okay.
Let's go Mist. Pokemon something. A Pokemon franchise title. A Super Mario franchise title.
All right. So what was the Pokemons that were out?
Yellow.
Okay.
Pokemon the Pikachu edition. I'm trying to remember like how old I was. I was like 11, I guess. So I was 12. It was 20 years ago. Fuck. Did GTA 3 come out yet? That's the one that's really bothering me. I don't think it did, but oh wait. I'm gonna say GTA 3.
Okay.
What am I have to be like done, right?
You have one more.
Let's go now. Morrowind.
Good guess. All right, so we got 2.
Yeah.
GTA 3.
That was 2001. Thank God.
Yep, came out on PS2 as a launch title, I believe. You hit the nail on the head.
It definitely did not come out as a launch title.
No?
PS2. No.
Well, it came out shortly after.
Yeah.
Like, because it wasn't on PS1.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
Anyways.
Madden NFL 02.
Yes.
Correct. Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah. Okay.
on the Game Boy Color, Mario Kart Super Circuit.
I said a Mario franchise game.
On the Game Boy Advance. Yeah. Mario.
See, this is bullshit. It's also like handheld shit. Like,
yeah, I know.
My stuff
That's what I was trying to like get you to like think about, because
I know, but
they were such bigger sellers back then.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even. That's why I started. I should have put my whatever, it doesn't matter.
Super Mario Advance on Game Boy Advance. Gran Turismo 3.
I was thinking about Gran Turismo, but I was like, dude, I don't even know what fucking version that's on. I hope they give out Gran Turismo 7 next week.
Another of the time, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PS1.
Never would have guessed that.
Nope. It was also like the third top selling computer game.
Oh, interesting.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the PS1.
Fuck! That one I played. Don't tell me Half-Life's on here.
No. Pokemon Silver on Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And then Wario Land 4 on Game Boy Advance.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Yeah, that was horrible.
I'm guessing you don't also want to do computer games.
No, is that why you had more?
There's top 10 selling computer games as well.
I thought you said that was everything. I was including, like, that's why I said missed. I was including computer games in that guess.
If you had mentioned any of the computer games, I would have given it to you.
Okay, so it's not missed.
The Sims.
Sims, I guess if we went straight, I should have guessed Sims.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction.
Okay.
The Sims House Party.
Okay.
The Sims Living Large.
Those are all in 2001?
The Sims Hot Date.
Those are all in 2001?
I don't know if they were all released in 2001, but they were top selling. Yeah. Then Diablo 2, just the regular.
That's fucking crazy.
Sims Theme Park.
Okay, whatever.
And Age of Empire 2, Age of Kings.
People forget, Sims was a dominating force.
Huge. And the fact that I never played it unless I was at a friend's house is...
Oh, I love The Sims, dude. It was so fucking awesome. And then, like, I'm just surprised there hasn't been a Sims 5. It's been Sims 4, and they keep doing expansions of Sims 4, but it's been so long. It's like, dude, give us the next full edition. We're ready.
Tell me about it.
I think I would fuck with that, too. But
I might finally play a Sims game.
What's that?
I said I might finally play a Sims game. All right, I did play a lot of hours, but it was at a friend's house.
What? Tencent invests in a lot of companies. Can you guess? I'll give you 5 guesses. Just guess 5 companies they might have invested in. There's like 35 here. I'm not going to make you do that. So I'm going to say just guess 5. Now, the only rules is, actually, you know what? You can even guess the ones I've told you earlier today.
Riot, Konami.
Don't just... Okay, whatever. Don't just think about games.
Oh, interesting. Because they are a holding company. Mahjong? Is that right? That's
Yeah, Mahjong is. Yep.
I'm
not telling you if they're on there. I'm saying that is a.
Yeah. Capcom and Suzuki.
Okay, you say the weirdest shit.
Yep. You just said they do other stuff too, so I was like,
okay. So the only one that was correct was Riot, which I own 100% off. Now I don't have the stakeholder ownership of this, but yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them. But Epic Games is another one I talked about today. Pretty well known. And Ubisoft I talked about earlier today. Activision Blizzard I talked about earlier today. Thought you might go one of those. Riot actually surprised me that was the one that you reiterated, considering we've talked so much about this other one, especially as of late. But the interesting ones that I thought, because again, I'm not going through all these, is Paradox Interactive, Remedy, and then when I said they can do other things, Miniclip, Discord, like how we're watching this right now. It doesn't say the stakeholder ownership of that. Just majority for Miniclip. It doesn't even list for that. And another one. What's that game that I pronounce wrong every fucking time? That every kid apparently plays? Roblox. Roblox.
Yes.
It's Roblox, but I call it Roblox every time. But yeah, so Roblox.
The most deluxe of robots.
They also have ownership in Platinum Games too, which is pretty crazy. So I mean, they own, like, they're involved in, like, I'm not gonna go through all of those. If I told you the studios, you can look up the games they make. You'll know games from all of those studios. Now, like I said, there's a ton of these. The ones I mentioned, I purposely mentioned because the listener will either be like, I fucking know that developer, or you'll look up and be like, I know those games. I don't feel like doing that right now. But it is crazy. And like the thing that really surprised me is Miniclip and Discord.
Yeah.
Because they're not just gaming. And it's like, we're filming this on Discord.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy shit. So I mean, it's wild. Let's see the statistics and see how it goes.
Glad to hear Miniclip's still alive.
Well, I don't know if it's still alive. I just know they own a majority stakeholdership of them. So if it's still there, great. If it's not,
it is still a website you can go on to.
Why are you on it right now?
I am on it right now.
Oh my God, put it away.
8-ball pool.
All right. On that note, we'll keep
golf
talking.
Battle.
Keep talking. Keep gaming. We're glad you game. And thank God we can fucking game whatever the hell we want.
Hell yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you, people.